This podcast is supported by MIDI Health. Are you in midlife, feeling dismissed, unheard, or just plain tired of the old healthcare system? You're not alone. For too long, women's serious midlife health issues have been trivialized, ignored, and met with a just deal with it attitude. Many of us have been made to feel ashamed or forgotten. In fact, even today, 75% of women seeking care for menopause and perimenopause issues are left entirely untreated. But here's the powerful truth. It's time for a change. It's time for MIDI. MIDI is not just a healthcare provider. It's a women's telehealth clinic, founded and supported by world-class leaders in women's health. What sets MIDI apart? We are the only women's telehealth brand covered by major insurance companies, making high-quality expert care accessible and affordable. Our clinicians provide one-on-one, face-to-face consultations where they truly listen to your unique needs. We offer a full range of holistic, data-driven solutions, from hormonal therapies and weight loss protocols to lifestyle coaching and preventative health guidance. This isn't one-size-fits-all care. This is care uniquely tailored for you. At MIDI, you will join our patients who feel seen, heard, and prioritized. You will find that our mission is clear: to help all women thrive in midlife, giving them access to the health care they deserve. Because we believe midlife isn't the middle at all. It is the beginning of your second act. Ready to feel your best and write your second act script? Visit joinmidi.com today to book your personalized insurance-covered virtual visit. That's joinmidi.com. MIDI, the care women deserve.
It's car con carne. Let's eat in the car. It's car con carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
And it is Car Con Carne. I'm James Van Alstyne. The show brought to us this week by Siren Records McHenry and Phonation, a Chicago podcast compilation. 10 Chicago podcasts on vinyl, crowdfunding through Friday the 25th. Go to Kickstarter.com and search Phonation, P-H-O Nation. I'm in my car at an undisclosed Chicago location. To my right, returning guest, international pop superstar Tiffany.
Hello.
Tiffany.
Hi.
And Mark's in the backseat.
Hello.
Mark coordinated this whole thing. Mark is a producer. He is a guitarist, and as previously mentioned on this very show, stud.
Well, thank you very much.
So we're going to talk. We have so much to catch up on, Tiffany and Mark. But first, the new album Shadows is on the way. This is our first taste of it. It is a handsome 12-inch one-sided single. Hey Baby is the new song, backed with a new and tough version of I Think We're Alone Now.
Oh, well, it's updated, yes.
Like a guitar-centric, like the guitar is prominent in the
Well,
mix.
that's this guy, of course. But, yeah, I mean, I Think We're Alone Now has been done so many different ways. I've done it ska, punk, rock, country, acoustic, a cappella, all of it. And it's a great song. And it really can have all these different lives, and has. So as we're going along and getting new material and advancing into other albums and different sounds like Pieces of Me, now Shadows, it made the most sense to kind of rock out I Think We're Low Now, to
Look at this.
complement all the new music.
Look at this, for the vinyl nerds, for the collectors in the audience. Look at that.
I'm so
that
proud.
Sweet B-side. I love it. I'm really striking.
This is
blue
what
vinyl.
COVID has done. It's made us all artsy and fartsy and all like planning, lots of planning. You had to be proactive. So that kept me sane, and the great team in the UK, Dan, who does all of our graphics, he came up with that. That's a selfie I took, I think, or that might be from the video.
During the pandemic, you took this?
That might be a selfie, or that might be from the video that we took a clip. But
That's hilarious.
most of our photography right now has been my selfies, because you couldn't even do a photo shoot with anybody. So it was like, what do we do? So I've been quite creative. We've been doing music and just waiting for the Shadows tour, which is happening now.
All right, we're going to talk about that. Before we get there, I'm going to make you earn the interview by asking you to perform in the car.
All right, no pressure.
All right, so the song, we just talked about it. You're going to play Hey Baby. right here in a car, on the street, in an undisclosed location in the city of Chicago. That's amazing. All right, I'm going to turn my mic off. I'm going to tilt the camera your way, and I'm going to let you do this. Oh my God, it's Tiffany performing in a car on Car Con Carne. Totally normal, folks. Here we go.
This is like me as a kid.
All right.
There we go.
Are you
I
ready?
drive my parents nuts.
So
singing
ready.
To them in the
Here we
car.
go.
Hello, good morning. Hi,
Amazing.
I'm awake.
That's Mark Alberici in the back seat, who was worried that we might have to do a second take. Really?
No, that one was just.
That one worked out.
He's a
That's
pro.
getting us going.
And here's how professional Tiffany is. She rocked that whole song while carrying a cup of coffee. Like the mug didn't move. She was able
I
to.
did it.
All parts of your brain were
very
firing. You were
important
able to
stuff.
sing and perform and maintain balance.
Yes.
That's the mark of a
Boom.
professional. That is a seasoned
And I
musician.
do love performing in the car. It reminds me of my mom taking me to school. I used to perform for her. She was like, "Oh, Tiffany, please." And after the school and during the grocery store, yes.
So let's talk about where things are going for you. Shadows is the new album on the way. Was Pieces of Me a bridge to where this is going? Because it seems like you're going in an edgier direction. Because we talked about this before, last time you were here. The last album was bluesy, kind of had a smoky vibe, but it feels like a step towards full-on rock.
Well, I mean, the new album, Shadows, is much more based in punk, which is
Really?
Mark's background a little bit. And I love, of course, Blondie and Ramones and the Go-Go's. So it's a little bit of rock retro. And I think that was always where I wanted to go. We're right on target now. But yes, it's been a slow growth, a slow crawl, really. It started out with The Color of Silence in 2000, where I was showing more of a rock edge and a little bit more of, okay, this is kind of an insight where we want to go. And we did that album. It was critically acclaimed. It had a lot of success. But people were still, it's Tiffany. It's Tiffany. And the one thing that I think that, it's like you have to have it all together now. You have to have all of it aligned, really, in the industry, in my opinion, now. There still is luck, but, really it still takes all of those dots, especially for an established artist. We had accomplished in Color of Silence the edge, the good music, me as a songwriter coming out, people being pleasantly surprised. But we didn't have a tour, really, to follow that. We did a small college tour, and it wasn't enough. And people think, well, okay, they've gotten the message. But for me, you had to really paint that picture. So, we've been touring prior to COVID for almost 4 years straight, taking it all over the world. That's how much the message you have to get out there.
Oh, I get it.
That people finally, after 4 years, were saying, oh, she really can sing. Oh, I get it. And a great album as well with Pieces of Me. Coming out and having that great material to tour off of. But again, being in people's faces, hearing the story, seeing the songs live, it was like check, 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 check. And it started to happen for us. And then COVID.
Well, you've almost had to live a new life as a musician. I mean, yes, last time I saw you, you were doing the arena show. You were doing the package tour. This time around, I mean, you're grinding. You did 2 shows at City Winery last night. I mean, you're doing the clubs.
Hence the coffee.
Well,
I mean, we were doing the clubs before mixtape tour, and I think that was really good for me because I was coming off of that kind of success. I'd been on the road with Bananarama for Australia. I had done a lot of things in the UK, reconnected with fans there. And then in America, I had toured pretty exclusively for almost 2 years. And then the mixtape tour, just kind of like the icing on the cake a little bit to connect with all the original fans, celebrate all the retro stuff, the success. It was great. It was a wonderful feeling. And then to move from there to Pieces of Me, the actual tour, because I did 35 dates, I think it was, with the New Kids on the Block. Took literally like 3 days off and then did 48 dates on Pieces of Me on the tour. So we tour a lot. It matters. And now to be out on the Shadows tour and to show people the new music, which, again, we had the album done prior to COVID, but the whole thing was having that full set, which has a little bit of retro and those singer-songwriter songs like Pieces of Me has on that record. But Shadows is just a good time. It really is a lot of infectious, fun, celebrating a little bit. It's very modern production because it's this guy, but a little bit of wink back to the 80s.
A little bit of wink.
And a little fun.
And you said it about the production. I mean, listening to your modern stuff and comparing it to your first 2 albums, I mean, things just sound so much bigger and fuller in the present day.
Yes.
Just
That's
dense.
This guy again. I write the lyrics and we work on melodies together, but I mean, it's usually the band is off. Mark and I have talked about certain songs or what I like or what his influence is, or we all come up with ideas, and then we bring them to the table and they start to manifest, and Mark's working with the band and producing, and I'm off like writing lyrics. It just comes to me. Usually, again, we have a topic, messages I want to say, which are usually about real life.
Right, what you know.
Shadows is about exactly that, the development, all the change behind the shadows, all the things that people don't know. And Bed of Nails is a song about heartbreak and being severely pissed off and being angry, and you want somebody to feel that, that anguish, that grief, all of those things. And Hey Baby is just like really flirtatious and fun. That's why we came out with the song first. It really complemented the new reworked I Think We're Low Now, and we got to do the fun vinyl. So I was very excited about that. And it's summertime. It's time to shake it off and have fun.
For real. Yeah. Let's go back to the end of the 1980s. Your star is ascending. You have a #1 record. Meanwhile, on the other corner of the charts, you have LA Guns doing what they're doing, taking their Los Angeles sleaze rock to commercial heights. Back in that period of time, the idea of Tiffany working with LA Guns, oil and water.
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
although I am
those
an
two
LA
tribes
girl.
didn't really intersect
They
much.
did, because I hung out the rainbow for forever. I've always been a rocker. I've always been there. But I never got the opportunity to sing. That was different. A lot of people just thought, oh, she's so young, and I think we're alone now, and there's no talent there, and she's just, a one-hit wonder, airhead, whatever, chick singer. And I think that people got to know me a little bit, and knew that I love rock and roll, and, my favorite artist is Stevie Nicks, and on and on and on and on. But the opportunity to sing never came up until I actually did Camp Freddy with Dave Navarro. That was my
That's
first.
so cool.
Thank you, Dave. That was my first opportunity, and from there it kind of evolved into other rock bands going, well, we'll try it. Sin City Sinners, they invited me in Vegas. That's where I got Sweet Child of Mine. They threw me, I think they were like going, yeah, sing this then. And I was like, all right, that's cool.
Well, and the reason why I bring this up, I mean, you're playing on Shadows with members of LA Guns.
Yes.
So, I mean, this intersection, I mean, things come full
This is
circle
all the
here.
behind the story, behind the music. There's a lot of things on TIFF Tunes that will get more in depth of how all of it happens, and I really want to do a documentary on Shadows, the album, Shadows, the touring. But I'm so proud that LA Guns is going to be a part of that. It really just came from Mark. He's been friends with Johnny Martin. Well, I don't have to tell the story, you can tell. But, for years and years and years, I met Johnny. His wife is wonderful. She's a makeup artist, making people pretty, and she's just a doll. So I fell in love with her as well. So it made sense as couples for us to know each other. Of course, Johnny's from LA, and I'm an LA girl, and we were born at the same hospital.
Get out.
Norwalk, Studebaker.
It was fate.
It was meant to be. So, he lived in La Mirada, I lived in La Mirada, on and on and on. And it was just an instant friendship. And of course that led to, while we were doing this album, thinking, well, what special things can we do? Maybe some guest appearances. And right away we thought of LA Guns. Mark was like, why don't we do a Rival Sons song? We're all fans of Rival Sons. It'd be totally cool to do something. And then Tracy heard it after we went in and recorded with Ace and Scott and Johnny. And he was like, I want to do a solo on it. So I'm forever grateful and honored.
I love it.
That it's the full package.
So as we're recording this, you played 2 shows the night before at City Winery. You're at this really interesting intersection because you are of a certain age where your audience is cross-generational.
Right.
You have the people who came up with you in the 80s, and you're bringing new people along. They're bringing their kids along.
They are.
That's cool.
It is really cool. I mean, for so many different reasons. You know, from I Think We're Alone Now. I Think We're Alone Now just got a McDonald's commercial.
I saw that.
Wasn't it?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, it does have its own life, and it's great.
And I like the way it was used. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the commercial basically presented it as it's okay to eat McDonald's when you're alone. Like, no one's paying attention.
And
No
with
one's
a
going to
fork and a
judge
knife,
you.
apparently, because it's the UK.
Exactly.
So I'll have to take note on the fork and knife thing. But because I'm like, but yeah, it's amazing to see where the song always goes. It goes in like, you know, different movies, especially the scary ones. Those are always good when they use the song. But you know, I mean, full circle, we're loving what we're doing. It's great to you know, to go back and sing things like I Could Have Been, like Last Night Was Magical, and then to totally, you know, turn around and rock out something like Lost Inside, which is just slamming, and LA Guns being a part of it. Johnny and Scotty are just an amazing rhythm section, and we're having fun. It's like the next level for Tiffany.
You're having fun.
Yes.
That's why you do this.
This is why I do this. It should be fun. Some days it is work. You have to like really, you know, people don't get that part. Even though I love what I'm doing and I'm blessed to be doing it, it is work. You have to give up a lot. You have to get in vans and drive around, get on planes. It's a lot of long hours. The difference from maybe, you know, working a regular job is you are on all the time.
Right.
Somebody like me, I'm on all the time. I would love to say I have control of my schedule, and sometimes you get there, like the mixtape tour was much more structured. But when you're doing a lot of travel, doing a lot of the business like I am with, you know, co-managing, merch, all the other things now that I want to be a part of, my new businesses, Let's Food with Tiffany, Radical Reds Beauty, I'm working overtime behind the scenes. So again, coffee and a nap is great every once in a while, but I wouldn't change it. I'm learning so much. But there are days that I'm just like, oh, I've been up since crack of dawn on my phone. At some point, I'm going to actually do my hair and makeup and be Tiffany. But right now, it's all the stuff behind the scenes that will make or break this tour. It's a lot of commitment. It's, you know, getting the word out. So thank you for your time today. You guys coming out and seeing the shows, supporting live music right now is so fundamental and so appreciated. I can't even say enough. From the bottom of my heart.
You said you're always on. What's interesting about you, and I've watched you from afar, when people meet Tiffany, you have a graciousness and an earnestness to you. I know you meet thousands of people a year. I've watched you, worker room sounds pejorative. I've watched you meet people in a large space. Everyone walks away thinking that you are the coolest person in the world, which of course you are. But I mean, you seem very honest and touched by the connection.
Yeah, I mean, this is, you know, what I guess I don't know any different. I started off when I was 9 in country music, which was all about the fans. You're not bigger than your
for
fans.
sure,
So
for sure.
I did
And it's
my
also very
first
punk
fan.
rock.
Yeah, it is very punk rock as well. But all the artists that I've grown up, that I aspire to be like, or, you know, have taken a little bit of their influence, they're cool people. You know, Tom Petty, Stevie Nicks, Emmylou Harris, one of my favorites. These are all, you know, people that are very organic and very kind of, you know, kind of hippy-dippy do in their own way. Bruce Springsteen, all these people are storytellers. So they have to be plugged into real people's lives.
100%.
And be approachable. And so those are my heroes, really. And, you know, for me, again, going on the mall tour, it was all about hanging out. You know, I'd sing and then go have pizza with everybody. It was fabulous.
I love that.
Yeah. I still would do that if I could. I mean, that's what Let's Food with Tiffany is about.
Yeah, let's
Being
talk about
able
food.
to do that, yeah, with, you know, hosting an evening at a restaurant where they're either serving one of my recipes or I'm zhuzhing up one of their favorite dishes, my way, Tiff way, or a rocktail. I get you completely... Because they're strong.
Well,
but they're good.
I know you are a legit foodie and you cook. And just to pull the curtain back a little bit, as we were kind of getting organized to do this interview, I mean, you already cooked for the band.
I did.
Like there was food on the table, and it smelled
chicken
ridiculous.
and salad this morning. Nothing big, but Just I cooked whatever we had. Really, I had the boys go to the store, which was lovely. And I can't eat a lot of processed food continually.
Which
You
for a
don't
touring
feel
musician,
good.
that's always like the
Right.
easiest thing to do.
It is, and I'm very grateful when people bring us food from the venue, on and on and on. But somebody's calling me right now. It might be a venue. Oh no. But it's a lot of salt. It's a lot of sugar.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of process. So I can't do that. That started me cooking for the band in Airbnbs, which led to now Let's Food with Tiffany, cooking for my fans, cooking for restaurants, rocktails, just kind of branched out to that. So there's a lot of plans for Let's Food with Tiffany. In kind of a synopsis is what it is a cooking club that you follow me all over the world, cooking for the band, cooking, on the side of the road, cooking at the venue, cooking for fans, and also working with these amazing chefs from mom and pop places to high-end places. That's kind of the plan.
I love it. And one of the premises of doing this podcast was how easy a conversation becomes when there's food involved. People
yes.
just are at their most gregarious and friendly over food.
Well, yeah, food and music. I mean, it goes hand in hand. I'm Arabic, so that's a big part of my culture. My family's German as well, but I was raised in a Latin community, Mexican community. So food brought the family together. Mark's Italian, so everybody, it's about food and family. And then for me, as raised, as a Lebanese, I remember they would come over to my grandmother's tiny little apartment. All these people would shove into the apartment, but then they would bring out, the oud, and they'd start playing, and people would move all the furniture, and they'd start dancing. It was a whole evening.
That's awesome.
And that's kind of how I was raised. My parents, my mom's side, they love country music. So my stepfather was always hiring a band to play in the back, even before I sang. He'd find like a local band or something, and this neighborhood, we would put little parties together. That's actually how I was discovered. My parents knew some people across the street that were musicians. They had a party one night, had my best friend get up and sing their daughter. And my dad was like, Tiffany's always singing. Can she just get up and sing? Because he thought, well, it's one thing to do it at our house with family.
Yeah.
I was a dancer as well. I did a lot of dance troupes and stuff. But it's different to be at somebody else's house and be shy and see what happens. I got right up there, and everybody was, saying, she's really good. It was, at that time, it was a little freaky because I'm only 9, 10, and I sound like I'm 30. So they were kind of like, weird, but good.
There's something kind of supernatural about that, Tiffany.
Something kind of strange, but they really didn't know what to do with me. It was like that. But, the Danny and Portia Stone Street, who are still my friends today, Tracy is their daughter, and we still talk.
I love it.
And they just encouraged my parents, Dan, go and find some bands and do a demo and take her to the studio, get a headshot, and that's how it started.
One thing I love is how you mentioned all the stuff you're doing with the recipes. You're very conscious of social media and putting yourself out there and marketing in that way. I mean, it's such a different business model from what you came up in. I mean, everything is different. I mean, I'm a radio person. This is how I'm doing radio now.
Look, me, I'm wearing my own shirt nowadays. See, that's how I'm learning. This is the first merch I really, really like.
I love it.
It's very kind of
I love it.
So I'm taking it.
Could the model that made Tiffany a star in the 80s still work in the present day?
I don't know about that.
Because
really.
everything's been upended.
Malls are in trouble. They're
Well, there's
closing
that.
down all over. I don't know about that. I mean, I've kept a lot of the old school ways because I think they're needed. Working a record, being out on the road, meeting people, meet and greets, signing autographs, going to radio, doing interviews. These things don't change. I think you have to do all of that to make it work and make it be successful on a lot of different levels. But the one thing that we do have now that could be good or bad is social media. I've learned more and more to allow it's weird. I'm so like approachable in person, but for social media, I'm like, nobody wants to see me walk around my blog. I mean, like, how boring, right? So I've always been like, no, I'm not doing these videos. No, I'm not doing this. And now I'm kind of over it. I thought the way to really do it for me is just to do me.
Yeah.
Like all my other girlfriends in LA, they're all the ring light, and and I'm like, that's cool. Wow, that's a lot of commitment every day, but that's what they do. They get up they get all, and that's cool, For me, I'm like unloading a van or about to do something. I'm always on the road way too much, and I do have my life cooking for the band,
Yes.
working out, trying to have a full life. So I've decided to turn the camera on, looking like shit sometimes, frankly, but you're there with me. I'm like, okay, here's the situation. I will be pretty later, but right now we're gardening. So
I think
you want me to garden because it's sanity. And
I think authenticity cuts through everything.
I think
That's what
so.
people
I've
want.
learned how to work it my way. My Patreon is very cool in that aspect because you do get to do different things with me that you would never thought to do with Tiffany.
People like to see the performances. They like to see you as the star, but they like to know that their favorite performer is also just like them and gets sweaty in the garden.
And I am just like you guys. Yeah, I mean, I'm from LA and I like all the posh stuff, but I am a hippie. I love to get my hands dirty. I love to cook. I love to serve. I love to entertain people. I love to, make people happy, and be around people and have conversations as well as garden. I love being an auntie and a mom, and
I love it.
So there's so many other facets to me that I think before people were trying to pry into that from paparazzi. Now it's different. The star has the control.
Yeah, you've taken back the power.
Which is kind of nice. Yeah.
Oh, I think that's awesome. All right, so Shadows is the album that's coming out. I keep touching this. I shouldn't do that because I changed the view. Shadows is the album that's coming out in August.
It's coming out in October, actually.
October.
Yes, the full album will be in October, right before October.
All right, so in the meantime, we can memorize the lyrics and the sound of Hey
We have a few
Baby.
other singles coming out. We're
Good.
going to milk this album because, again, old school. We were just in COVID. What is the rush?
You're right.
This is silly. So we're going to take it through this whole summer into the fall and really live, Shadows the album.
I love
Each single, do some videos, do some touring. Do some interviews, get dressed up.
So, all right, as we're recording this, it is a Monday in Chicago. If you're watching this, you missed Tiffany at City Winery, but from what we've learned, Tiffany will never stop touring. She will never come off the road, and it's not a question of if, it's a question of when we'll be able to see Tiffany in Chicago again.
Yes.
I love it. Tiffany, you're a delight. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you. Thank you for your
Mark,
time.
The strong
Thank
silent
you,
type in the
Mark.
back seat.
She talks a lot.
Well,
I do.
Well,
There's a
and
sign
she's very good at it,
There's a
so.
sign in the van that says, "Despite the look on my face, you still keep talking." And that's me to Mark, because I'm like, and one day we could do this and we could do that, like that little girl in the commercial, when she's in the back and her dad's like putting her in the car, and she's just talking away and he's like slamming the door and like driving her to school. That's me on occasion.
I love it.
You're very good at that. I have to say.
All right, I'm going to let you both go. Thank you for watching. That's Tiffany. That's Mark
Thanks, guys.
from an undisclosed location in the heart of Chicago.
Yes.
Thank you for watching and listening.